Let's play FortressCraft Evolved.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. We're here in FortressCraft Evolved and it's Let's Play Season 1, Episode 21. It's been a while in-game since I last recorded, and not quite for the reason that I mentioned last time. I said I was going to rebuild the base. I've done most of that, in fact. But unfortunately this week, my hard drive died on me and I had to go and buy a new hard drive and fit it. There's still a couple of bits I'm hoping to manage to recover off the old hard drive, but that may be why it's possible that when this video goes up there's not the intro section, the little MP and the zombie. That may be missing because that was on my old hard drive. Whilst rebuilding the base, I noticed that I'd actually run out of nickel and titanium. I'd used up all of the deposits that I was mining, and I spent quite a long time hunting around to find suitable nickel and titanium replacements. These that I found here aren't perfect, as you can see. They're a long way down and they're not particularly big, but what we do have is we've got a deposit here of nickel. We've actually got a small nickel deposit here as well, and there is some titanium here. So we're going to utilise those. I haven't quite... Oh, and there's also gold here, for if and when the gold runs out, and there is a pretty big iron deposit there. Now, this location isn't very far from the base. As you can see, we're not a million miles from where the base is extended to. So I'm just in process now of letting the excavator dig its way up. That's going to take a while. I've tried to clear out most of the ore between it and the surface. I mean, as you can see, I've managed to get a laser down here. There may still be a little bit of ore that's going to need scrapping. But in the meantime, whilst that's digging out, we will head back up to the surface and I'll show you what I've done with the base in the meantime. As you can see, I've ripped out a lot of this. Some of this I just need to replace floor. But I've ripped out most of the machinery down here now and rebuilt it over here. So what we have is the smelters for all 7 ores. These are here just as temporary storage areas for things like the liquid resin. I think that's all I've got in there at the moment. We've got the mass storage area. These damn things that, as I say, seem to have lost all of my organic bits. Then the assembly pods, the research pods, are made in here, and they feed the laboratory here. I have also set up some of the outputs for the things like the alloy blocks, which are here, and this is the for the steel cutter heads. So we are, we have made some progress, and that excavator is actually building or cutting out to around here somewhere. I think it should actually come out here. These 9 squares here, but we'll see once it's had a chance to build up a bit. Oh, excuse me, I see more organics and I do need those at the moment. likely to be able to get out of here. I suppose I can get out that way. So that's where we're at present. I need to get the nickel and titanium flowing again because I have no nickel at all in storage. But everything else is working. I've got a little bit more to do, tearing stuff down here and just, you know, generally getting the place put to rights again. I may cover it all in planks anyway, just so that it's still available to run faster on. In fact, I think I'm going to do that anyway. It's not like I'm short of wood or anything, so we can fill in all these gaps with the wooden planks. Of course, I don't need to do that on camera anyway. But yeah, I'll sort those out. I've torn down what there was here. Downstairs, of course, now is fairly much empty. A little bit of power, which I'm going to rip out again because there's no real need for it coming from there, and it would be much better off being moved. So that's the state of play with that little bit. I will also pop downstairs and see how the resin refinery is going. Just make sure there's nothing unduly wrong with that. No, I think we're doing alright with that. It may need moving before too long, I don't know. But it's still finding the stuff at the moment, still ablating it, so I am well, I'll just check the power, make sure that the this thing is still finding it. Yeah, there we go. So that's all good. Leave that for now. So I will take a break again and I'll go and continue building that mine, and I'll come back to you when that's up and running. Okay guys, we will see you. Oop. Ow. Come on, you can do it. Still not quite expert level with that grappling hook. Yeah, I think I actually want to take down some of those karmas again, because I actually want wasp attacks at this point. Now, have I got any outside of that? Yes. We'll take down the ones here. Oops, missed. Okay, as I say, I will pause the video and come back once the nickel and titanium are up and running. So we'll catch you in a bit. Hello guys, welcome back. I have completed what I was doing, and as you will see in a moment, most or a lot of stuff has been moved over. Got stuff shifted around. I've got the crystal set up and automated and working. I've got the nickel and titanium mine up and running again. So I'll show you around all that. I had actually recorded this second part of the video once and came to edit it up and just check that everything was okay, and realised that the recording hadn't actually been set to the right screen capture, and so I had all the audio and no video. So we'll do that again and show you around the base. As you can see, I've moved Spiderbot over to here, and I now have the lithium bars being pulled out here, pushed underneath through an extruder and coiler into here, and then the core charger is turning them into charged cores. That's being powered by a solar panel there. I've automated the crystal. I've set that up so that the original cargo lift, which was bringing up nickel and titanium, is now bringing up is now bringing up crystal from the cold caverns, piping it across here into a little storage area here, and then it's brought out to be used mostly for making crystal clocks, because those are then used in advanced machine blocks. There will be other uses for it as well, which I'm going to have to figure out shortly. The nickel and titanium are being mined down where I showed you, but rather than have the same issue that I had last time where I was bringing them up in a single cargo lift and then having issues with splitting them, I thought, now mine out another one, and we've now got two cargo lifts running, one separate one for each of the nickel and the titanium. So that's working fine, and I've taken down enough of the don't know where that went. I've taken down enough of the threat reducers, the karmas, that we now have a fairly constant level of threat when pretty much anything's working. I mean, there you go, we're on 136, dropping slowly at the moment because I've not been using much, but I've also built up some walls just for decorative value. Yep, I've done that. Started leaving myself little reminders around the place. And everything is working as intended at this point. That needs a window, doesn't it? Not there's going to be much to see out there. Yeah, window out onto a view of nothing. Yeah. We'll put a little wooden window in there. I am going to carry on building up the walls, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. It's just decorative. So let me show you the rest. Just let me figure out. Oh, there we go. It's dropped below 100 now, so there's no attacks forthcoming. So we'll take a quick trip down, show you what's going on down here. as I say, this cargo lift is now bringing crystal up. And whilst I was streaming, doing some of the off-camera work, the developer of the game, DJ Arcus, dropped by and was watching, and he did bring up a couple of points and point out a couple of things that I didn't know about the game. One of the things he asked me, he said, "Well, that's a big long lift. Are you not using teleporters yet?" And I said, "Well, I haven't really got into that. I was told they used a lot of power, and my power generation is not brilliant yet, so no, I haven't been." So that's one of the tasks to look at for the next episode. Will be looking at setting up a teleporter to get me to and fro the deeper levels. What I also did was I took out the matter transporter for this crystal mine bit and replaced it with pipe. Here is the pipe. That now transports the crystal from there because it's fairly local, and I used the matter transporters and upgraded them to Mark IIs, double the capacity, and set up another mine to mine out this crystal. So that's mining there, transporting to there, transporting to here, thereabouts, transporting to here, and transporting to there. This is a bit power hungry. It can cope, except when I'm utilising the organic reassembler, and when that's in operation, then there just isn't the power going through to run the teleports as well. So it's something else to look at sort of down the line. Try and figure out how to do what I want to do with that. Bring some more power down here by some means. So that's currently the situation with the crystal. Sorry, I'm still having regular invasions of these guys. The damn mimics are a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go down and briefly take a look at... Ouch. The mine itself down here. So as you can see, I'm digging out the nickel here and using pipe to transport it back. The reason you use pipe is because it doesn't get attacked by minox, and of course it's not susceptible to cold either. I did decide it's only a small nickel deposit, but I thought it's here, might as well use it. I've got the power coming down, I've got the piping, so why not? and likewise for the titanium just up there. Got that coming in through the pipe here, and that comes up and then down in to there, and easy enough to set up two cargo lifts next to each other. A little bit of extra work involved in using the disintegrator, nano disintegrators, to clear some ore on the way down, but nothing too hazardous. So that's the mine. Oh, and the other thing which I should show you is I also wanted to... Yeah, come on. I also wanted to explore a little bit further. So I dug an hole, dug a stairwell down here, and did find this. And this is biomass. There's 163, almost 164,000 here, and there's another 125,000 there. So this is something else that we can dig out and work on mining out. And again, not that far away from the existing base. It's going to end up, well, probably 20 or 30 blocks outside of, or further beyond, the cargo lifts for the titanium and nickel. I did go down a little further. Don't think it was there. No, it wasn't here. That's just a very small titanium or nickel deposit. I did go down further from somewhere, but didn't go back again because I fell into a hole. There's another cavern a bit further down, and it killed me when I fell in there. And I don't need to go down there just yet, because the next task is just to work out how to mine and extract that biomass once I've got the hang of the teleporters and probably the mine carts, because I'm thinking that that would in fact be a reasonable place to bring a mine cart up and either dig yet another cargo lift to bring that up, or use a teleporter, which is what we've already been discussing. Of course, what I do need to do with the teleporter idea is figure out how to get more power down here. And it may simply be a case of running 3 of the Mark II laser transmitters down here, or possibly it may be better to go with a Mark III. I'll have to look into that. I could perhaps use a Mark III and just split off as required. The power where it's needed. So there we have it, and here we have it. We've got, there's a right little invasion of mimics at the moment. Damn things are popping up all over the place. Where's that one? I can hear it. There's one over there. there's definitely one somewhere in the vicinity over here. Nah, I won't worry about it. Not just yet, anyway. However, that one... Come on, where are you? I know you're over here somewhere. Come to Papa. Try and make sure I've not got any lurking underneath the platform, because they do occasionally get down there as well. That will do, that'll do. So that's where we're at the moment. We've got crystal automated, we've got the nickel and titanium back operating. We've got a plan for what we need to work on next. We've located some biomass to work on once, you know, a couple of episodes down the road. And all I really need at this point is lots more organics. And to do a little bit of figuring out where we need to go, or what we need to do with all these bits that we're now producing down there. Now, there is another thing as well. DJ Ark has pointed out a couple of things to me. One was, I said that it would be nice to have a laser rangefinder in the game, because I was trying to work out where to put the matter transporters so that they were in range of each other. And he said, well, do you not use this? He said, go to your ore scanner, highlight a block, or look at the block you want to range to, and right click. Just tap the right click button, you don't need to hold it down, and look in the bottom left corner. Sure enough, 21.06 metres. And you can tell how far away a block is by doing that. So for example, that one there, 61.44 metres. I was also talking about the worms and clearing out all of the resin in these caves, and just, you know, doing a little bit at a time every time I went around that area and so on. And he said, well, why don't you use bombs? And I asked him what he meant, and eventually I said, look, I don't think I've got bombs, you know, I don't think they're researched yet. And he said, well, use a workflow excavator. And I went, duh, that's a really good idea. And so, no, I need to be somewhere where there are 3. Come on. We can figure this out. There'll be a wall here somewhere. Heading in the right sort of direction. 1, 2. Yeah, need one more. Oh! Blast. That wasn't the plan. Funny, but not the plan. go, that will do nicely. Should be just about right. So what I then need to do is dig a hole above that. Is that the right place? No, that's the right place. Let's just pop the cover back on that one. What I've got to do is make sure that we're open to sky. There we go. Take the cover off again. Place my workflow miner on there, and then put a solar panel on top of it. And as long as we're open to the sky, that will provide enough power that the workflow excavator can excavate a 33 meter diameter circle in a 3 meter high radius. That's not right. It's a 33 meter radius with a 3 meter height, and it'll just dig out all of the resin, and so we just keep moving it down, and it will eventually get rid of all the resin. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but then I don't particularly need speed, because every time I come up here I just go and find it somewhere new and then go off and do my next job. It's not something that I'm overly bothered about doing fast. So there we have it, guys. We are set up, ready for looking into teleporters next episode.
Crafting.
So we'll figure out how to do what else I need to do with that eventually. One other thing I've done which I didn't mention was that the steel cutter heads that I was making, I've now added on top of that a plasma head charger, and that now produces plasma cutter heads. I've not implemented those yet. There's one actually on the secondary crystal ore extractor, but we'll start using those as and when we start mining other stuff, certainly for the biomass. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching as ever. Next time, for episode 22, we'll be looking at setting this teleporter up and making use of that. Probably going to need to upgrade the power runs down into certainly the cold cavern and the down as far as the nickel and titanium extractors to run the teleporter, and we'll see what else we can do with all of this exciting stuff that we've got to build. If you like what you see, please remember, hit that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Catch you next time.